So they made it official. I think it was just a few minutes ago while I was at the gym that both Edgar Berlanga and Richardson Hitchens, which I already thought, they've migrated over to Zuffa. And there's a few curious elements about that story that I want to talk about on a relay. But I'll just give my initial thoughts here. You know, if you're Edgar Berlanga, you couldn't have stayed in regular boxing because to get a respectable purse, that would have required you to keep fighting guys that's going to beat your ass. It wasn't no way you're going to touch, the high end of six figures or seven, the low end of seven, without fighting people that's going to beat your ass. And he's still coming off that loss to Shiraz. It feels like that was a century ago, but he's still coming off that loss to Shiraz and Queens. It's the reason he didn't, you know, he's one of those fighters that, yeah, you make it harder on yourself because you think that every time you fight, you supposed to get buku dollars for what are not big fights. You're not that big a ticket seller, but you still want what you want. So, to get respectable purses, yeah, that would have required you to fight guys that's going to beat your ass. Because I don't think Edgar beats nobody as super middleweight that is good. I don't think he can. I don't think he could beat Mobili. I don't think he could beat Sajo. I don't think he could beat Pacheco, Iglesias. I don't think he could beat Jacob Bank that just knocked out William Skull. I don't think he could beat William Skull. There's nobody as super middleweight that could fight that I think he could beat. So for a fighter like him, which is what I've been saying, he's a C tier fighter. And I don't even know if I want to say C tier, but a C tier fighter could clean up at Zuffa. Oh yeah, at Zuffa, because they're just starting out. And a lot of their divisions are going to be comprised of gatekeepers and journeymen, which is the only kind of guys that Edgar can beat. Yeah, for him, that was the best move. Chino, que lo que, mi niño? For him, that was the best move. For Hitchens, it's a little different. Hitchens is a cut above Edgar Berlanga, in my opinion. You could say that Hitchens is sort of a B minus fighter. B minus. He's one dimensional. He only knows one way to fight a fight. Killer B, what it do? He better get that bag with Eubank. That's assuming, that's assuming. With Hitchens, you're still an unbeaten fighter, an unbeaten champion. You still have your O. You're a cut above in Edgar Berlanga. I would say that if Edgar is like a C, C minus, Hitchens is a B minus. He's a pure boxer and a one-dimensional one because he doesn't know any other way to fight a fight. He only has that one dimension to his game. You go to welter, you weren't going to get any of those fights at welter with the big names, with the Haney, with the Garcia, with the Rolly, with the Pacquiao. They was just going to ignore you, bro. You don't bring shit to the table. And that's if you were going to go to welter. Now, I don't know. I don't really know yet how they're going to work out Hitchens' situation because the IBF has drawn a line in the sand that, listen, buddy, you go over there. You can't have our belt and go over there. We see what happened with Jai Opataya. But I didn't think Hitchens was going to hang on to that belt anyway. He wasn't trying to unify with nobody. What, he was trying to unify with Gary Antoine Russell? No. Was he really trying to fight Dalton Smith? Well, not leaving Matchroom. You left Matchroom, remember? And Matchroom don't want to keep fucking with Keith Connolly. So it's like, it was already a lot of shit that you knew Hitchens was not going to do. And it was already a lot of shit that you knew was not going to happen for Hitchens, There's already a lot of shit. So that's another situation where for him, yeah, you could clean up at Zuffa. You go to Zuffa, and let's say you move up to the welterweight division. Because supposedly they're not doing the juniors and the supers, even though, like I said, I got to read the details of where is it that Edgar's going to fight and who is he going to fight. And the same applies to Hitchens. I got to see where is it that he's going to fight. Is he going to fight at 140, 147? Because they said they weren't going to do the juniors and the supers. But you know what? They might change their mind because they have to. You have to adapt. What it do? What it do? Not sorry. Nothing against the country, but how do you feel about Cuban boxers? Is how I feel about German boxers. They're basically giving Hamza Shiraz the belt in his next fight. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Germany does have a history in boxing, right? They've been producing boxers for a long time, so it's not like they're new to the sport or that's a new market. It actually isn't. It's one of the older markets. Um, Going back to the days of Max Schmeling, right? A couple of years later, the Sven Otkes of the world. And remember that the Klitschko brothers, Vladimir in particular, based himself out of Germany, Dusseldorf. He did plenty of fights in Germany. So Germany's not a new market to the sport of boxing, but they seldom ever produce world class boxers in this day and age. They seldom produce world class boxers. Now, you could say for the women, they produce some good boxers. For the women, I would say, okay, Tina Ruprecht, one of the best women boxers the sport has ever seen. Nina Menka, that's a solid little woman boxer, a solid little featherweight. Um, Christina Hammer, even though she's really not German, she's actually from Kazakhstan, but she was based out of Germany, so she was about as good as being German, right? They've done more in terms of producing good women boxers than men boxers and male boxers. In male boxing, right? They don't really offer up much. You know what y'all got? What? Michael Eifert? Um, I don't know. I noticed that there have been a lot of Cuban boxers going over there. They got a lot of imports because William Skull actually based himself out of Germany. For those that don't know, he based himself out of Germany. Um, Abbas Baru is not Cuban, but he was based out of Germany for a good number of years. Only in recent years did he relocate to the United States, and he's been training in Florida. But yeah, you're not wrong, homie. You're not wrong that yeah, like Germany doesn't really produce in men's boxing. They don't really produce good male boxers. Not lately, I would say. The best guy that they've produced in recent memory has to be Agit Kabayel. Ethnically, though, he's Syrian. Ethnically, like he's a Syrian that's based out of Germany. So I don't know how you want to look at that. Um, but just back over to Hitchens, like that was the best move for him. The best move for him was to go to Zuffa because you wasn't gonna get. They was just gonna ignore you at welterweight. You don't bring nothing to the table. You wouldn't have had a belt up there if you did go up there. You wouldn't have had a belt up there. You wouldn't have had no marquee value. It would have been very easy for Ryan and Rowley and Devin and anybody else with a name at 147 to completely ignore you. So that was the best move for him. Now, why is it specifically that Keith Connolly seems to want to funnel all of his boys over there? Connor Ben, Edgar Berlanga, Richardson Hitchens. Why is he doing that? And he's not doing it out of the kindness of his heart. If he's doing that, it's because there must be some sort of financial incentive for him to bring fighters over there, like a finder's fee or something. There's definitely something in it for him. There's got to be like a cash incentive that hey, every fighter you bring me, you get $100,000 or $200,000 or something like that. There's got to be something in it for Keith Connolly, who's made it very clear he doesn't want his fighters at Matchroom. You want to take everybody over to Zuffa? Go ahead. There was an article a couple of weeks ago that detailed how for managers like Keith to be the ones funneling fighters over to Zuffa that's supposed to have an insulated infrastructure where the management works for the promotion. You got to wonder, is it that Keith Connolly now works for Zuffa and that's why he's doing that? Because we know the framework. They want everything to be baked in. They want you to train at their training center, right? Which saves you money on camp fees, by the way. So that's not a bad thing. But they want you to train at their training center. The managers are supposed to be working with the promotion, which kind of defeats the purpose of managers. Like, well, if they work with the promotion, then what do you need them for? Right? But that's supposed to be the framework akin to what you see at the UFC. And you got to wonder, what is it that Keith now works for Zufa, because if he doesn't, it actually is kind of counterintuitive to take your fighters over there, because after a while they not going to need you unless you bringing them like new fighters every so often, right? And you not working with them so much as you're not working for them so much as you're kind of working with them to beef up their stable. It could actually, in the long run, be counterintuitive to take so many of your fighters over there, because once they're over there, what the fuck do they need you for? What do they need you for? They got your fighter. Yeah, Arthur Abraham, Chino. Whatever the fuck that's worth. They had Arthur Abraham. Oh shit. Right? And before Arthur, they had Sven Otke. He's just over there being over there doing what he does over there. But yeah, it's probably the best move for those two guys to go over there. Edgar, more specifically, I think Edgar really needed to go over there. There's nobody in the super middleweight division or the light heavyweight division, wherever he ends up campaigning now. There's nobody with a pulse, nobody good or halfway decent that he could beat. At light heavyweight, Joshua Buatsi, David Morrell, Callum Smith, any one of those guys that are up there that's a known guy, they would beat Edgar. And it's the same at super middle. So to go to a new promotion where they're still forming their super middleweight stable, right? To go over there, yeah, that was the smartest thing. Because I can't think of nobody that I believe Edgar would beat. I don't think he beats Melikuziev. I don't think he beats Mungia. I don't think he beats Bruno Sirache. No. Pacheco. No. Sajo Mobili. No. Shiraz. We already saw what happened with Shiraz. Jacob Bank. None of them. William Skull. None of them. He don't beat nobody. Iglesias. None of them. Has a replacement been named to replace Callum Smith? Nope. They're not replacing him. They just bumped up Ben Whitaker to the main event. That's a fucking disappointment. That's a disappointment. I was looking forward to that fucking fight. And the WBO gave Callum 180 days to reschedule the fight. And if he doesn't, the interim is forfeit. Now, this is afternoon boxing talks. Somewhere it's the afternoon, maybe not over here. Somewhere it's the afternoon. Callum's career has always been riddled with these pockets of inactivity. It's been this way for years. For one reason or another, he always ends up sitting out for a long time. And I was told that at least a part of the reason in previous years is because he's a guy who wants a lot of money whenever he fights. That ever since he got all that money in the World Boxing Super Series, he got kind of spoiled. And that's why he didn't fight more often. Whatever the case, the shit keep happening, whatever it is, whether it's that or something else, it's always something with him. It's always something. Yeah, I do need a bigger coffee cup. Pretty big coffee cup. That shit is deep. My wife knows I drink a lot of coffee, so she got me like a really deep mug. I got smaller ones, but I like a lot of coffee, so I tend to always use that one. And yeah, I did a review. I read a World Boxing News review on the DAZN Ultimate Tier. I know you were being sarcastic, Mick. I know. That shit, man. For people who are struggling to come up with $60 to $75 to buy one pay-per-view, right? That they don't want to do that because for them that's too much in this economy. For you to then tell those same people, well, listen, if you pay us 400 and change up front, you get all these pay-per-views. Brody, these are the same people that are struggling to find $60 to buy one pay-per-view. What makes you think they got 400 lying around? It doesn't make sense. And then you look at, like and I've been saying it. I've been a big supporter of DAZN. I subscribed to them when they first debuted in America. I subscribed to them, and I've been singing their praises for the most part over the years. But nah, this is dumb. The people that already didn't have money aren't suddenly going to have money. If they don't have money to be buying $60, $60, what makes you think they got 400 and change to give you for boxing? Ah, man. So you got to wonder, if that doesn't go the way that they needed to, what happens after that? If you don't get enough people on board for this ultimate tier, what happens after that? I can't imagine that they have 100,000 people subscribe to the ultimate tier. I cannot imagine that 100,000 Americans who are already paying more than every other market in boxing pay more than the Brits, more than the Japanese, more than the Aussies, definitely more than the Mexicans and the South and Central Americans. America, they charge us the most for boxing. And I don't think, yeah, y'all got 100,000, not even to the ultimate tier, not even. Hell no. What it do, Lance? Hey, Jules, apparently Regis injured according to Eddie. Yeah, I do know something about that, but I know that Regis is denying it. I talked about it yesterday, bro, that I believe Eddie. I do believe that Regis is injured. I believe it. But the thing is, if you Regis and you 37 years old and you've been looking like you ain't been looking right your last couple of fights, you got to fake it till you make it, bro. Remember that is the co-main event, Chino. That's the co-main. Eso no una vaina that's on the prelim card. Y eso no una vaina that's buried on the undercard. That is the chief support. The only guys getting more money than everybody else besides the two guys in the main event is the guys in the co-main event. So if you're Regis and you're 37 years old, Brody, it's not going to be a lot of other opportunities like this one. If something hurt, you're going to have to suck it up and fake it till you make it, bro. I said it yesterday. Regis has more reason to lie about not being injured than Eddie has to lie about him being injured. What the fuck does Eddie Hearn get out of making up some shit? Oh, that dude injured. Well, what does he get? Nothing. It is because American boxers cost the most, so they charge the fans more? No. Honestly, I can't reconcile what the rationale is, Mark. Because remember that it's not like it's just American content. They charged us for Italma versus White. They charged us. They charged us for Wardley versus who was it? Hooney? Was it Wardley versus Hooney? It's like, what are y'all doing? He need that bag, bro. Regis has more reason to lie about not being injured than Eddie has to lie about him being injured. Because, Eddie, what the fuck do you get out of making up stories? Nothing. But, Regis, what do you get if you lie? If you're hurt and you lie, what do you get? You get to make money. That's a big fucking card, bro. That's a big card. How many opportunities is a 37-year-old Regis Prograis going to get to be the co-main event in a big show? He get happy, bro. You know? Now, I think Conor Ben, Regis was kind of offended that the odds makers have him the underdog going in, but it's like, what do you expect, bro? You went life or death with fucking Jojo Diaz, bro. Didn't that dude used to fight at 122? You went life or death with that guy. 4 a.m. pay-per-views. No, verdad. 4 a.m. pay-per-views in fucking Japan, bro. This shit is a madness. It's a madness. It's a fucking madness. So there's no good reason. If this is the bigger market, right? If this is a bigger market consisting of over 330 million people in the United States. Well over that, possibly. Why are you charging the bigger market more money when you should be charging less because you can make more if you charge less? But if you charge more, you're just going to discourage people from buying your pay-per-views or subscribing to the ultimate tier. You're just going to discourage people. People already viewed DAZN as being pricier than other apps. Like it is. It's pricier than Paramount. It's pricier than ESPN Plus. It's already one of the pricier apps on the market. You tack on another $200 to that, over 200. Who the fuck you think going? Who the fuck you think going to subscribe to that shit? That shit is at technically it's at junior middleweight. They're fighting at a catch weight of 150 pounds. But you know how it works that anything above 147 is junior middleweight. Anything above 147. Yeah, Edgar gonna be the Zuffa champion, bro. That's not a good look for them, by the way. That's actually not a good look for them. If Edgar Berlanga goes over there and he wins any kind of belt, the Zuffa super middle or the Zuffa light heavy, yeah, that's already gonna delegitimize your shit right there. It would not be good for Zuffa if that dude go over there and get a Zuffa belt. Then it's gonna be obvious that like, yeah, y'all Triple A league because this motherfucker would never win a belt from none of these guys at 68. He would never win a belt. Hell no. Not at 68, not at 75. I would love Regis. Yeah, that would be the funniest shit. That would be the funniest shit. If Regis finds a way to win. But realistically, like, nah, man. Ese tipo está acabado ya. Él está acabado. You're not supposed to go through all that with fucking Jojo Diaz, bro. You really not. William Zepeda gave Jojo a better fight than Regis. He gave him a way better fight than Regis. Regis is shot, bro. Shot. His legs are slow. His punch resistance. He stayed at 140 too long, in my opinion. Zuffa is desperate for big names. Yeah, they must be. They must be, bro. If Edgar Berlanga wins a belt on your side of the street, that is not a good thing, bro. It's really not. It's really not. That all depends on if Plant goes over there. And I have like a sneaking suspicion that he might because he was at one of their shows in Florida, I think it was. In Vegas. I think he was at one of their shows. And it's like, you know, a motherfucker not just gonna be there to be there. You know what I mean? He was at one of their, and I could see that. Like, Caleb is in the same situation as Edgar, believe it or not. Who do you think Caleb Plant could beat at 168 right now? Nobody.
What's up, old man?
Ain't shit, bro. Motherfucking Edgar and Hitchens officially signed as
I seen that. You think the IBF are gonna try to strip Hitchens?
Absolutely, bro.
What precedent way?
Ponlo tú. They don't have a super middleweight division, bro. He's probably gonna go to welter. ¿Tú sabes lo que yo voy a hacer? ¿Tú sabes lo que yo posiblemente? Richardson Hitchens versus Conor Benn for the inaugural Zmufa belt.
Zmufa. Yeah, that sounds about right.
No, verdad. Conor Benn is, you know that Conor is going to be over there for more than one fight. Like, it's not one fight. It's going to be more than one fight. Y no se sabe if he's going to be able to fight for the WBC because Ryan has it. It's not even the shit with the sanctioning bodies. It's just that Ryan has options. He could run it back with Rolly because Rolly's free. He could run it back with Devin. Devin is a homo. Right?
You stupid, bro.
He's fucking homo. Manny, fucking Manny, que no se quiere sentarse. He doesn't want to chill. He could fight him. Like Ryan has a lot of options besides Conor. Like that's still a big fight. Don't get me wrong. Conor versus Ryan is actually a big fight transatlantically. Pero porque este tipo está allá, you know, he's over there, and you know, it does make it. I don't know. What if they try to attach the Zuffa belt again? And what if Mauricio he has diarrhea and he doesn't like it? Que le duele el
Type
culo.
shit.
Don't do that. Don't
Nah,
fucking do
wait.
that.
You know Mauricio is a whore for a paycheck, bro. I don't think he'll have a problem with it.
Posiblemente, pero tú no viste lo que él hizo con los rusos. ¿Qué te importa a
Mm.
ti lo que está pasando con Rusia y Ucrania? Eso no son problemas tuyos entremetidos. Shut the fuck
Type
up.
shit.
Shut the fuck up, bro. Eat a fucking salad, bro.
Nah, for real, bro. Nah,
Go
I got it.
fucking
I got into a little bit of a tussle the other day here in one of the parking lots, bro. I think
Okay.
Mauricio emailed me about some sanctioning fees.
Yeah, you got to pay that 30%, bro. Yo, you got to tell IBFP that I'm trying to pop in. I'm trying to pop in Friday. I would have did it tomorrow, but I'm gonna be a little bit tied up. I'm gonna be real busy tomorrow, but I want to pop in Friday. Has Mirage been around?
Oh no, that nigga hasn't even gone live in like a week. But I'll message him. I think I got him on X. I'll DM him on X. Cause he does like the free smoke Fridays anyway. So
Okay,
that'll
okay,
be good. That's pretty
okay.
good. But
So I'll go over there and like I said, I think it's either Mirage or Knuckle Dragger that he wants me to debate.
yeah,
He
it's
wants.
it's not even a debate. It's more of a verbal thrashing.
Okay, then I'll go over there. I'll talk to Butt Knuckles and we'll
Because what
talk
it is,
about
like,
whatever it
we
is.
go over there, like, and it's really mostly a shouting match over there. But like the Mirage and Ashley Butthole, they'll have this you know they'll have this
Ashy.
they'll have this docking tag team fucking duo where they just both suck off David. But it's like, we will try to articulate the argument in a way that they'll understand, but it's just the level of it's basically a verbal Twitter war, bro. Like it's just that level of intelligence over there.
Okay, well, I'll go over there and I'll show my dick. I'll go over there. I'll show my
That's all they want, bro. They just want you over there to pop out and show a nigga.
yeah, I'll show him. I'll show my dick or whatever. Mirage has already seen it. That's why he
You
doesn't
go to
come
fucking
around
hell,
anymore.
bro.
You think Mirage doesn't come? He got intimidated. Like, what are you
Nah,
doing?
Mirage actually got banned. I'm pretty sure I banned him. I don't know if I did by accident or not, but he's just like, hey, we're in the private chat. You know how we do the private chat here? He's
Uh huh.
like, hey, real talk. Hey, bitch, tell Jules to unblock me. I'm like, bro, how are you gonna ask me for a favor and call me a bitch in the same sentence?
Yeah, I didn't
This is
fucking block.
moronic, bro.
Somebody gotta tell that motherfucker, like, bro, my hands are here. I don't block nobody. Like, my hands are here. Like, the
No, that's
fuck?
why I say I'm probably the one who did it. I'm like, I probably banned his ass, and I was like, yeah, you fucking, I
Yo.
banished your ass to the shadow room.
Not Thunder. I haven't gone yet. I'm going this week. I want to go this week. I don't want to make JD. I don't want to make Jaden wait too long because he sent me that money on Saturday. So I want to do it on Friday. Friday is when I'll go over there. You just got to let me know the time. Real talk. Let me know when they go live because I don't actually know
I'm
when they go
pretty
live.
sure they go live at 4 o'clock. So
Okay, four
that's
works.
4 o'clock Central time though. What's that for you?
Four
You're like an
o'clock
hour ahead,
central.
so that's like 5.
Oh yeah, that works. That definitely works. 5 p.m. That works. I could do that. I could definitely do that. And I'll just be there for an hour. Like I said, I'll show him my dick. I'll show him the veins that are on it, shit
Type
like that.
shit.
Yeah, because I
Just
ain't
going to
heard
hell, bro.
Mirage. I ain't heard Mirage in a minute. What are you doing, Julius? You want to see my dick? I'm fucking Mirage. What are you talking about? I'm fucking Mirage. I got big nipples, man, like David. You're David Benavides.
Nah,
I
because
miss that fucking
someone was
retard.
trying to talk shit to me about on X about how because they saw my progress pictures, right, from the gym, and he cuts out the progress and just goes to the old photo and he's like spamming it. I'm like, bro, all right, let me show you a picture of David Benavides, bro. So you want to talk some shit? Like, this is your
Yeah,
man, bro. Like,
but
I'm literally thinner than your man.
yo, listen, bro. Like motherfuckers is just gay, bro. Motherfuckers is gay for Davis. Shout out to motherfucking Dwayne Styles. Jules versus I'm gonna fight Ashley Butthole. Dwayne said, Jules, why don't you call in TBV anymore? I like your calls. Honestly, it's just because I'm busy, to be real with you. It's not even because I don't want to, it's because I'm busy and there's a lack of interesting subjects worth calling in over generally. I
The
haven't heard
boxing
anything.
voice?
Yeah, because sometimes I used to call over there. I used to call in, shoot the shit with Nesta. Shout out to
Oh,
Nesta.
it's Ness, right? That's Ness, the overgrown Hector Luis Garcia.
I mean, because he just I stopped sort of how could I put it? I don't really hold it against guys how they want to get their money. You know, showbiz, the bigger his eyes get, right? The more money he gets to make. So you right, right,
Yo,
right.
I got a Frenchie, bro. Them niggas got the same eyes, bro.
Well, yeah, like in other words, that you and we talked about this that when it comes to showbiz, well, you know that it's not really analysis. It's more geared towards moving the needle. That's the game that he's playing. That whatever moves the needle. It's not really about analyzing anything. It's just whatever moves the needle. Whereas with
Yeah, it's not in
TBV,
depth analysis.
Whereas with TBV, it's more about their allegiances. You know, they're going to push the American shit hard. They're going to push all the gay fighters like Ryan and Devin, all the homos that nobody really cares about. But they're going to talk them up, and that's awesome. But I think that at this time, I do feel like a lot of boxing fans are sort of on the same page when it comes to a lot of subjects. There are not a lot of contentious subjects in the sport right now. Not really. Like what?
And I get you.
Tank is tied up with the court shit, bro. Like motherfuckers can't argue about what he gonna do and what he not gonna do when he might go to jail. You know, Devin, you can't really argue about Devin. All you could say is, "Yo, that motherfucker boring and gay." But other than that,
Yeah,
like, ain't nothing to argue about. Like, nah, if you want to watch that gay shit, you can watch that gay shit. I don't want to watch that gay shit. You
I
know,
feel like
so
it's just overall fatigue is setting in, with the whole the Twitter wars and the arguments and shit, And then once they lost Wilder and then they lost Spence and now they're losing Davis, it's like they don't have the fire under their ass that they used to, you know what I'm saying?
no, yeah, that and there is not really. There are subjects in the sport that are like they're starting to catch momentum, but it's not the things that they normally talk about. Like, what's really moving the needle? Fucking Baumgartner and Dubois. That's a hot fucking topic right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
That's a hot fucking topic. But they don't talk about the ladies that much over there. Not to that degree. So it's not like there are some contentious subjects still around, but it's not for that audience. They're like, yeah, there's a lot of Brits that's doing what the fuck they do. They over there and they doing what the fuck they do. And it's some girl shit that some cool subjects with the girls, but they just want to focus on the same, pool of guys, pool of Americans and shit. And it's like, well, them dudes is not doing nothing, bro. Devin is not fighting
Yeah.
Rolly. Ryan, who fucking cares what Ryan's doing, bro? Who gives a shit?
That nigga surfing with his first title, bro. Like this dude's a
Yeah,
fucking clown.
like he's a fucking clown. Like Crawford retired. Errol might come back, but he ain't coming back in America. He might come back. It's
Oh,
looking
he's
like he's
right. He's
gonna
going to
come back.
Australia, right?
Yeah, because they the ones paying him. They the ones
Hey, he need
paying
to
him.
cut that mop off the top of his head, bro. I'm
No,
never
he
gonna
did, bro.
fault somebody.
He he got a haircut, bro. Él se
Okay, that's
cortó
good.
la
Yeah,
vaina,
you can
la
get that shit
trenza.
off the top of your head, bro.
No, pero ahí también se ve que, okay, este tipo va a pelear porque se dio un recorte. He's been on fucking vacation for 3 years, bro.
Type
Ahí
shit,
se
yeah.
ve that he's gonna fight. Um, I don't really like his chances in that fight. I don't.
I'll tell you
I
one thing though. I'll give Arrow this, bro. That motherfucker must be frugal because he really made that Crawford check stretch.
Yeah, they said that they got like 25 million a piece
Yeah,
for
like on
that
the back
fight.
end and shit.
So I mean, if that if you're not a dickhead, yes, if you're not a dickhead, you can make 25 mil last a long time. If you're
Yeah,
not a
especially in
dickhead.
Texas, where like, I mean, you can really stretch that shit out in this economy out here. Like
Yeah.
with that amount of money, like and the property taxes and shit. If you move yourself out into the country like he did, bro, like without if you're not going to the fucking city every weekend, like you can absolutely stretch that shit out of several years.
Yeah. And he's been like, he's been on holiday. You could see that he was taking his family on vacations, but still, if you're you in other words, poor guys like us, yeah, we can make $25. I'm $25, 25 million
Hey
last a
nigga, I
long.
make $25 stretch a week, bro. Fuck you talking about?
You know what I'm saying? We can make that shit last, but if you want to live like you fucking Miami Vice, You always in a sports car, right? You always in a club. You always, yeah, like then you'll burn through that shit.
No, you know what I seen today, Way that story of the Floyd Mayweather story of going broke and in breach of contract and shit, you know, pulling out of the Manny fight. That's
Mhm.
just starting to gain steam in the love and hip hop community. I don't know how to phrase it, you know, in the black community because it's over there in Ocho Cinco and Shannon Sharp are now talking about that shit.
Well, it's because look, it's a lot of look. It's just a lot of faking the funk, man. You know, I've been saying it that I don't really know how that's not the biggest story, not just in boxing, but in sports. Like that should be the biggest, but that should be really the biggest story in sports. How does a guy steal $340 million from another guy? It's not like people don't know who Floyd Mayweather is. Everybody knows who he is. Now everybody doesn't like him, but everybody knows who he is. And it's like, yo, so y'all really just not going to talk about how Al Heyman fucked this man in his ass? Y'all just not going to
No,
talk
they,
about
no,
that?
they're literally actively avoiding it because I got into a verbal scrap with this dude earlier today, and I was like, "Yeah, bro. At the end of it all, though, Canelo is going to be the businessman that you all believe Floyd Mayweather was." And he tried to, oh, well, Floyd has the biggest gate and this, that, and third. I was like, okay, but the nigga
Shit
got
don't
robbed
matter
of
if
three
you end
hundred and
up
twenty
broke.
million.
None of that shit
Yeah,
matters if you broke.
like
The
he's
fuck?
49 and still fighting, bro. Like he got
Yeah.
robbed of 329 million. Like he's in
What
breach of contract. I named three things, right? He only addressed two of them. Can you guess the one he didn't address?
what did he address?
He didn't address getting robbed of 320 million from Al Heyman.
You're not going to because look, the real reason that motherfuckers don't want to talk about that shit, and not just boxing fans, but boxing media also, is because it was a black guy that did it. If it was
Yeah,
Bob
no. If
Arum,
Al, if
if it
oh my
was
God, if Bob did it, bro.
if it was Bob Arum that stole that much money from his fighter, or Eddie Hearn, or Frank Warren, or Turkey Al Sheikh, they would never stop talking about it. But because it's Al Heyman, oh, it's some way it's supposed to be different. He ain't robbing money from a white fighter. You understand? He ain't rob. And the other shit is, it came out last week from a dude that was doing business with Javante, a fashion designer. It's the same thing with Javante. Al Heyman is like his guardian ad litem. To get at his own money, you gotta go through Al. It's like it's the same shit. So what y'all saying is y'all don't believe in right and wrong. Let's establish some shit. If you okay with shit like that, you don't believe in right and wrong. You don't got no morality. The only thing you know is as long as that's the only thing you care about. And look, you could live that way. Like it's your prerogative, bro. It's a free country. But just don't come at me with the guilt trips and the moral undertones when a dude that y'all been talking up and talking about him like he's fucking like he's Saint fucking Paul or Saint Peter or something. All he doing is robbing fighters. Like I've been saying, he robbing fighters. Fuck is y'all talking about? Ali Act, Ali Act. Well, what the fuck good was the Ali Act if you see what this motherfucker just did? Motherfuckers is fake, bro. The shit is fake.
No, dead ass. Yeah, like that. I mean, like in all reality, that was Al Heyman's entire selling point was that this is a black owned company. We have the most black champions. You know what I'm saying? Like that was their whole shtick. And now it comes out that like he was robbing all them niggas, right? And they don't want to face the
And
music. They don't want to
no,
face the reality of
and
what the
they're
situation
okay. And no,
was.
and they're okay. They're okay with him robbing motherfuckers. Is the crazy part that they pretend that that's what Bob. No, Bob wasn't robbing nobody. You could say Bob is cheap. Yeah, you could say Bob is cheap. Maybe medium racist. I don't. I wouldn't jump to that conclusion about the racist shit. Maybe he's medium racist, medium, right? Because I've been watching boxing a long time, and just because you say something, yeah, I'm not going to take it from you because you say that about everybody. You've even said that about me, so I really don't take shit at
No, being
face
called a
value.
racist nowadays is it's practically meaningless, bro.
That shit don't mean nothing. Y'all motherfuckers say that shit about everybody. What you would say about Bob is that Bob is cheap. Like, yeah, he cheap. He definitely cheap. Um, but if it were you just know, bro. Imagine if it came out that Eddie Hearn stole 340 something $1 million from AJ. Imagine what the fuck they would say. Imagine
Dude.
if it came out, Frank Warren been stealing money from Daniel Dubois. Imagine what motherfuckers would say. But because it's Al Heyman, oh no, we gonna act like we just not gonna talk about that. We just not gonna talk about that. Go ahead. You just don't want to admit guys like me, guys like Real Talk, Michael Montero, Steve Kim, Dougie Fisher, a lot of people, the old media, as you call motherfuckers, they told y'all what the fuck that motherfucker was doing. And like the fucking buffoons that y'all are, y'all got mad at them for telling y'all, yo, this dude is a thief. There's nothing sustainable about how he does business, and that is proven. And this dude's a fucking thief. There's no good reason that fighters who already fought and earned their money should have to be going through you to get it. The fuck are you doing with their money? If Conor Ben has a fight or AJ has a fight, they don't got to go through Eddie to get at the fucking fight purse. You get paid. You put it in your bank account and you do what the fuck you want with it. But with Al, right? It's and the only reason y'all justify it is because it is. That's the only reason. Y'all act like it's okay for him to do that. So go ahead.
No, yeah, I mean, like, bro, it's biblical, you know, in Proverbs 26, chapter, you know, verse 4, it tells you don't engage with the fools because you will be like them.
Yeah.
You know, it tells you not to engage with them because show a fool that he is a fool and he'll be angered. That's all it is, bro.
Go my man Chris.
Yo, what's up, fuckers?
What's up,
What's
ugly
up?
ass nigga?
Shit, bro.
Watch him up, bitch ass motherfucker. But yo, like you were saying about what you were saying about Al Heyman is 100% fact, because if you watch the Denzel report, there was a guy talking about
Yo,
Tank and how he.
I saw it, Chris. I seen that shit. It was a fashion
That was the
designer.
shit.
I seen that shit.
Yeah, that was the shit. He was saying, yo, everything had to go through Heyman development. You mean to tell me, like you said, I beat the shit out of a nigga, or a nigga beat the shit out of me, and I can't get my fucking money the day or the week after the fight? That's not how HR works in any other fucking reputable industry. But
It's
this
because that nigga came
motherfucker,
over here trying to run that shit like a record label.
but mind you,
no, but not even being real. No, not even like a record label. He pimping them dudes, bro.
that's a fact.
Yo,
That's some pimping bullshit. Yeah.
My God, pimp. The only shit that operates where you gotta go to some other motherfucker to get what's supposed to be your money is pimping.
So that makes Floyd his bottom bitch.
Yeah, that's a fact. That Floyd is his bottom.
Sucking dick and showing butthole, bro. Like, yo, you let that
Yeah.
dude fuck you. You let that. The only way to describe that situation, Chris, is
He got sodomized. He got sodomized.
You really got butt fucked out here. Like, straight up, like, there's no reason at all. There's no good reason for him to be in any possession or have any access to money that you already earned. You can't justify that. There's no reason.
At all.
If Chris comes over here and he paints the fucking bathroom or whatever he does, he performs a service. Why the fuck would I still have his money? That don't make sense. And the only reason motherfuckers don't want to talk about it, only reason motherfuckers don't want to say nothing, and it's uncomfortable, but it's the truth. The only reason y'all want to castigate that dude for being what we said he was
black.
Is because he's a Chris.
Watch it, no, don't call me Chris. No, do not call it Chris. Chris does proper business right then and there.
That's
but
a Chris.
All I'm gonna say is this, because CJ from Goodfellas Sports TV, shout out to him. He been knew about this. He was saying these motherfuckers getting their money back on interest. So you have to pay back interest on money that it was already owed to you. That's how much of a fucking despicable crook he is. Mind you, Deontay Wilder, the heavyweight champ of the world, got lost out on millions and millions upon millions of dollars being loyal to this piece of shit, just for him to get his fucking walking papers, because they couldn't pay him for the Hellenius fight. But he wanted to say he wants to get an Anthony Joshua fight. Oh, let's make this fight happen. No, Papo, you're fucking, the style by that fight is fucking gone. All the fucking things is gone.
Let's say this, Chris. As much as we make fun of Wilder, right? Because we all talk shit. He's still, of the PBC, he's still one of the smarter ones, because he got away from that. Look, he got his ass beat.
He's not smarter than fucking Danny Jacobs.
No, I didn't say that. But you could still say that he's smarter than Sebastian Fundora. He's smarter than Keith Thurman. He's smarter than why? Because whatever happened over there happened over there. Remember, the Robert Hellenius fight was not fucking recent. That was actually years ago. Since then, whether you won or you lost, you made bank in Saudi. You fought fucking Joseph Parker. You fought fucking Zhang. Now you fought fucking
Chisora.
Chisora in the UK. You getting money like, and I said it that what he should do, even if you don't get the AJ fight, yo, go fight Dillian White in the UK. Go fight Joe Joyce in the UK. That even though you fucked off a lot of money over there, they costed you a lot of money over there. It's still hope. You one of the
I
ones that
can't
could come
believe
back
that
from it.
I can't believe he turned down that AJ shit. Like to this day, yo, Al Heyman is such a vindictive bitch ass nigga. He ruined fucking Lou DiBella's fucking career, but Lou DiBella's too pussy to fucking say Al Heyman ruined my career, so he goes after Eddie
On some
because
real shit.
he's your fucking target. Because what I realized about PBC fighters, just like their careers, they pussy. That's
Yeah,
why. That's why they get found out the way they get found out. Because let's keep it all the way, G. You mean to tell me you had to be at the end of your career? You're in your 40s now. Your early 40s. You're not as athletically inclined as you once were. But now you're fighting guys. Fucking you should have been fighting 10 fucking years ago. You deserve this. You fucking deserve
yeah,
this. Tank deserves this. Spence deserved that ass beating against fucking Crawford because y'all weren't doing the fucking real boxing shit. Because let me tell you this. Floyd Mayweather never had a problem with Golden Boy until he left Golden Boy because the checks was clearing. The checks was clearing, and even when fucking Al Heyman had his fighters fighting under Golden Boy, there was quality control and monetary control that these fucking fighters were getting paid.
I'm gonna
Like,
go a step further, Chris. I don't think there would have been a Money May. Would look the biggest purses of Floyd Mayweather's career really don't start until he go to Golden Boy. Think about it. What the Canelo fight? Oh, like his money season for Floyd didn't really begin until he goes to Golden Boy. Yeah, that's when all that shit started. No Golden Boy, no Money Mayweather. And what y'all
No,
do?
yeah, Oscar made Money Mayweather.
Like the scheming, scamming, bitch ass, punk ass thief that you are, you double crossed Oscar. Not that Oscar's a stand up guy because he isn't, but I'm just saying it's a reason that somehow, as moronic as Oscar is, he still survives. Whereas you, Al, everything you touch turns into gay shit and shit. It's all gay shit.
no,
All gay
no,
Nah,
no.
shit.
dead ass. All gay shit.
Everything Oscar touches gay shit. But like you were saying,
It
Oscar
is gay shit.
survives
That's
because.
true.
Yeah, no, but the thing is,
Not
Oscar
everything Oscar
survives
touches
because he's
homo
actually
shit. There's a
smart.
difference.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. That's a fact. But the thing is, with Oscar, Oscar does have some understanding of the boxing business, and like you say, how Floyd says, if I don't understand something, I surround people who are smarter than me. No, Oscar's the embodiment of that because let's look at it. The majority of Oscar's stable was taken from him right under his nose. That should have been the end of Golden Boy. It's
Yeah.
still here.
Yep.
So again, and he lost Richard Schaefer, mind you, Richard Schaefer had Ring USA, which had some really good fighters. They're not here. Oscar's still
But
here.
here's the shit. You don't see that all of the collaborators and co-conspirators of what that move was, all they dicks is in the dirt. Where's Leonard Ellaby? Where you at? Where's Richard Schaefer? What are you up to? You fucking Richard
Nothing.
Schaefer. Yo, Richard Schaefer looked like a fucking sea otter, bro. Like the fuck is wrong with his face? Something wrong with his
Yeah, bro.
face. Look like a
Yeah,
fucking sea.
I'm about to
But
head
let me
out because I'm on break. Right. So
I got you. Shout out to Bob Saget. Imagine trusting your money to a motherfucker that doesn't own a computer. For real.
Jesus Christ, right?
It's like, how bright do you have to be to understand? Like, how stupid do you have to be to not see that? You know why he operates this way? So that when the shit goes sideways, you can't do nothing to him. That's all it is. But you let him
No,
reel
that's
you
why he stayed out the public eye for so long.
you let him reel you in with the it's us versus them. No, it's them versus you, you thieving ass motherfucker. That's all it is. That's all it ever was. Cause you a fucking thief. You not no business guy. You're not no real record executive. You just a fucking thief. And because of a fighter, because why did motherfuckers really listen to Al? It wasn't because of no shit that Al did per se. It was because of the Mayweather shit. Oh, they think, yeah, you're gonna make them the money that Floyd made. Brody, the only reason Floyd started making money like that, really, really, is Golden Boy. Yeah, that's when all that money shit started. When he was at Top Rank, he wasn't getting money like that. He wasn't money made like that. He could fight. Yeah, he could fight his ass off, but he wasn't getting money like that. All that money shit don't start until Golden Boy gave your ass a place to fight. And they act like he's this self-made guy. Like the shit is the gayest shit I ever heard. Like y'all really want that to be a Cinderella story, and it's not. Like no, it's not. He wasn't a free agent. You just went from Top Rank to Golden Boy. That's all that was. And technically, you were never a PBC fighter. Floyd was never a PBC fighter. When did Floyd
Nah,
fight
he was
under
just
the
like a
PBC?
co-founder, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's like a
That's their
co-founder.
problem though, is that they conflated the success. Well, I'm not even gonna say the success, but the creation of PBC with all his success that he had with Golden Boy, and so that's why a lot of them are ignorant to that fact that no, Oscar and Golden Boy are the reason why Money Mayweather exists.
And now is and now because they're prideful, because a lot of guys are prideful and fucking stupid, they don't want to talk about that shit. That shit to me, that should literally be the biggest story in all of organized sports. Over $300 million gone. To
That's
the
fucking
point where
insane, bro. That's more than some people's entire country's GDP, bro.
a 49 close to 50-year-old guy has to keep fighting and they're not talking about it, and it's deliberate that yeah, y'all don't want to talk about it because it goes against the narrative. You don't need to worry about the old little hat. No, you don't need to worry about the white devil Eddie Hearn or Frank Warren. No, they not the villains. You the villain. You the villain. Because you don't got no fucking morals. You don't got no morality. Shit is crazy. But go ahead, though. Go ahead. Let him rob more fighters. It's going to come out that, yeah, you fucked off Javante's money, too. Whatever he made with Ryan, I would be surprised if it's any of that shit left. Because, bro, that fight was 3 years ago. That fight was 3 years ago. How much of that money have you already spent? And how much of that money has he already stolen? Because I know he didn't let you have it. No. That's why you wanted to go to Netflix and do the thing with Jake Paul, because that money, he probably wouldn't have had access to that money. Not because he's not the one paying you. It's not via one of his broadcast partners. So you probably would have got to put that money in your pocket. But
That dude, well, you talking about Tank, right?
yep, but you fucked that
Yeah,
up.
both of them retarded, bro.
You know?
Like, I don't understand how you sign over power of attorney to your fucking finances like that to any
I
other
don't know how the
man.
fuck. I don't know what
Like,
that's
don't get me
because
wrong, Jules. Like, I respect you as a man and as an analyst, but I would never fucking let you have control of my money, bro. I wouldn't let you have
no,
control of $20,
you're
bro.
not supposed, bro. You're not supposed to like that. Some of this shit is common sense, but I just think that there's sort of like this undertone over there con esa gente that like you gotta be a doja and you gotta suck a lot of dick. No, the fuck you don't, fam.
Hell
You
nah.
you ain't gotta suck nobody. Like, man, fuck you. Fuck
It
PBC.
kind of feels like he preys on guys with daddy issues that never really got taught how to be a man and how to like think for yourself and shit. Because I mean, you listen to a lot of these fighters on the mic. Like, listen to Tank on the mic. The dude can barely have two coherent sentences. Look at fucking Arrow. That dude can't enunciate for it's worth a damn. Wilder's caught up in the fucking 400 years shit. It's like he's not exactly preying on the brightest crayons in the box. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, but he prey on guys. He prey on guys that is fucking retarded. That's I mean, really, like he for
I
real,
try
like
to
any
I try to
motherfucker.
articulate it in
Any
this way.
no, because that's what it is. Like you gotta already be a dumb motherfucker. Look, how fucking dumb do you gotta be for him to convince you? Yeah, let me hold all your money. What the fuck are you holding it for, bro? On what fucking planet is that normal?
No, because we all grew up, understanding that well, when Mama asks you to hold that 20 that you got for your birthday, you ain't seeing that 20 again, bro.
Exactly.
So I guess a lot of these motherfuckers didn't go through that shit.
But also, it's the Doja shit. Hay una vaina con esa gente que como it's like a subjugation thing almost that they go through. That they think, yeah, I gotta let Al fuck me in my ass
No
You know what I'm saying?
humiliation ritual and shit.
Yeah, like exactly like yeah, I gotta let Al fuck me in my ass for me to get into fucking Valhalla. No, you just like dicks in your ass, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
This shit is stupid because no other promotion. The reason I say this is because it was never accented in the last decade that no other promotional outfit operates that way. There's no outfit out there, not Top Rank, not Queensbury, not Boxer, not Golden Boy, not Matchroom, not nobody, not Cyclone. Nobody has an arrangement where they get your fight purse and they pay you an allowance. Bro, do you know how fucking twisted that shit is, bro?
That shit's weird, bro.
But go ahead, go ahead. Like motherfuckers it's just like the Bible verse. It's just you tell a fool the truth, you tell him, and he'll get mad at you for telling him. That's exactly what that shit was.
Yeah, and I mean it's like it's a little bittersweet, you know what I'm saying? Like knowing that we were right about this shit all along, but now it's kind of like we can't even rub it in y'all's face because y'all are too prideful to admit you're wrong.
It's all good because boxing is healing, though. Low key, it is healing, though. That's why, look, yo te dije in the beginning, you notice that there are not a lot of contentious subjects, and the focus is sort of shifting, from the normal bullshit that people argued about for the last 10 years, this side of the street, that side of the street, esta vaina, esta gente, right? All of that is going away now, and the focus is going back to, okay, who's fighting? What's the fight, right?
Yeah.
It moved off of the politics to okay, what is the fight? What is the fighters doing? And that's how it's supposed to be. Like that's how you know boxing is healing. Once this side of
Yeah.
the street bullshit goes away, all the fighters are gonna be put in a situation where, Brody, if you want to make money, you have to fight. It really is that simple. The
You can
exclusivity
see that shit
contracts
with my bad.
and the network wars, all of that shit is gone now. Like, yeah, kind of. Like there's only one going on, and that's Zuffa and DAZN. Zuffa versus DAZN, but that's not even a real competition. Over there, y'all have Hitchens and Berlanga, bro. Relax, bro.
Yeah, and what Zuffa's doing is forcing boxing over here to consolidate to compete, you know what I'm saying? And that's good for us, you know. And you
Ex-
can really see that, you know, like people are they're not focused on what the fighters are saying anymore because you can look at like Alicia and her situations like, yeah, man, you're fine and all, you know, like you got nice legs and nice delts, but it's like, well, who you fighting though? And you know, like it's like, yeah, bro, we really don't give a shit about all, you know, this side of the street and on the A side. Like nobody fucking cares, bro. We just want to see you fight.
Yeah, porque tú eres joven. ¿Verdad? If you went back before the last 10 years, I would say, before the last 10 years, esa clase de conversaciones, they never happened, bro. People were not sitting dick in the barbershop. No, porque él vendió esto, porque... Get the fuck out of here, bro. Nobody was talking like that. All they would talk about is the fight. Like, no, este tipo va a ganar porque, whatever, right? They just talked about the fights. La única
Yeah,
cosa
because I
mala
mean,
is that
like you
La
said,
única
you know,
cosa
like
mala is that there's too many pay-per-views. That's the only bad thing about where
yeah,
we are now.
yeah.
That there's too many fucking pay-per-views, bro. Nobody's gonna buy those shits. Por más que me guste a mí, Xander Zayas versus Boots Ennis, I don't know what that shit is gonna do,
No, did
bro.
you see the speculated numbers for Fundora Thurman was like in the 60s or some shit?
Yeah, I seen that shit, but
That
because of who
shit.
it came from, I only saw one dude saying that. Like, if it was Rick Glacier, I would have a little bit more. I would believe it a little more. Porque él conoce gente, él habla con gente, pero it was a dude on Twitter. I'm like, well, I don't really know where you got that number from. I don't know who you talked to get that number. But I could believe
No,
it
I
though.
feel you. I feel you though, because even 60 feels a little bit generous.
Just saying that, do I think that there were 60,000 boxing fans who at that night really wanted to watch a fight? Yeah, I could believe that. 60,000? Yeah. I could believe that, but that's a pathetic fucking number, bro. The most you're gonna get with that, the most that's gonna come out of that is you gonna pay for the production costs. That's what
Yeah.
that is. Like, yeah, you if you're lucky, y'all broke even for putting this show together because it costs a lot of money to do a show. You think them all them people with all them cameras and renting out the place? Yeah, like if y'all lucky, y'all got to pay for the operational cost. But Sebastian wouldn't have made nothing out of that. Keith wouldn't have made nothing out of that. The fuck, yo, I would be surprised if they got 2 mil a piece for that fight. I would be shocked.
Shit. I mean, it I had some dude on the on X trying to say like, oh, 63K, for that fight, for PBC, those are good numbers. I was like, no, you fucking jackass. That means that it shouldn't have been a pay-per-view.
That's
I like
exactly
what
what that
people
shit
like
means.
you don't understand is that by putting it on a pay-per-view, you are now forcing people to make one of three choices: fork over all this fucking money for this bullshit ass card, two, steal it, or three, don't watch it at all. And most people are
Exactly.
gonna go with the second two options. Either they're gonna steal it and go through all this bullshit with the link, and it gets to a point where it's like, I give
No.
up on the fucking
Yo
fight.
te
I
lo
don't even
voy
want to
a, no,
watch this
yo te lo
shit.
voy a decir, maning. Yo te lo voy a decir. Believe it or not, it's the third option.
Yeah,
Sebastian
exactly.
is
That's
not.
what I was getting to. Is that they're not
Esa
gonna watch it. You're
pelea.
hurting your views.
Eso da mamagüevo. Nobody cares about them. Oh, look, they're fighting. Who the fuck cares about Keith Thurman in 2026, bro? Who fucking
Hamanites.
Right, whatever's left of them, it's not a lot. Whatever's left of them.
Yeah.
You put that shit behind a paywall, bro. No, it's not a hot enough ticket for a lot of people to even steal it. Like, nah, motherfuckers ain't sitting at home jerking off, worried about the fucking Thurman fight. It's 2026, bro. That dude hasn't been fucking relevant since the first Obama administration. The fuck out of here, bro.
No, I'm pretty sure I didn't watch the fight actually. I think I was at the gym during that fight. I was like, I'm not wasting my time on this shit.
Look, the undercard was forgettable as usual, and to me, I wanted to see Keith Thurman get turned into a fucking oil slick, and he got a mercy stoppage. Lo que me salvó a mí is I had the homie hook up. I got I didn't steal it. That's all I could say. I didn't steal it. I just
Oh,
know
you
people.
you were FaceTiming with your homeboy and you letting you watch it on FaceTime.
No, I didn't steal it. That's all I could say.
That type shit. I feel you, bro. Nah, I stole it and I still want my money back.
You know what I'm saying? That shit was trash, and I'm not gonna have to pay for the Benavides one either. But I ain't stealing it.
I'm not paying for. I mean, nah, I'm not paying for that shit. I am gonna pay for the Usyk Verhoeven fight though.
Well, I'm gonna pay for that on the strength. Like, yeah, I'm gonna pay for that. I like the undercard. I like Torres,
Yeah, that's a great
Sanchez.
undercard, and
I like
it's Usyk,
Mizuki,
bro.
and it's Usyk, bro. Like, I gotta support. It's fucking Usyk, bro. You never know. Rico might lay an egg, bro. He might fart or something. Like, might
You know
shit
what I'm saying?
himself.
And they might throw a green dildo in the ring.
I hope they do. You know what I'm saying? Them green dildos. That's what life is all about.
You know what I'm
Um,
saying? Like that's what we're looking for in these big events.
I seen the stupid making rapping no bitch talking about the trans athletes and shit. I'm like, yo, how fucking dumb do you gotta be, fam, to think like that? Like, how y'all got beat by some little boys? They had the champion soccer team of the women play some little boys, like not even
They
teenagers.
were like 14, I think. They were
They was
like
like
little. They were young.
14, bro. But go
I don't
ahead.
even think they were champions. I think it was just a regular ass team too.
You could have pulled some little motherfuckers off the street and they would have beat your ass. But go ahead, bitch. Go ahead, bitch. If you think we're all the same and there's no biological differences between boys and girls, go ahead, you dumb pink haired bitch. Keep thinking that dumb shit. Motherfuckers already don't watch women's soccer like that. You want to make motherfuckers because if you told them off, if I call real talk, yo, real talk, you trying to see this he she, you trying to watch him play soccer? Like what? What?
Why? What? That's
For
what is that?
what, bro?
Entertainment?
For what? What? Why would I want to watch that? Who the fuck is this supposed to be for? But go ahead, bitch. If that's what you think.
I'd rather sit at the bridge and watch the homeless people walk by. Like, look at that one.
Well, listen, there's too many good pornos out here for me to be wasting time on shit like that.
I
But
agree, bro. I like the long format. Like, I need some I need some
yeah, I want a
exhibition. Nice.
backstory. Like I need
Yeah, you know what I'm
backstory.
saying? I need a
Like
storyline in this bitch. I need to see how these two people got to this moment.
right, I need to see why he's sticking his dick in her ass. Like I need to know. These are things that need to be understood. But it's real shit. And yeah, we got Fury this weekend. I'm looking forward to that. Going live for that. I don't know what else is happening this weekend. I know that tomorrow the Cuban dude is fighting for the IBF, but I'm probably gonna be outside. Maybe I'll go live for that if I get in the house early enough. The IBF title at super middleweight. The Cuban dude is fighting some guy, but it's free, so why the fuck not? It's free.
You taking the babies to see the Mario Galaxy movie?
I'm not. I'm not.
I'm not watching that shit.
Kids, they going to see that shit, but I'm not. I don't go to movies. I told my wife I don't really go
I
to
think it's
movies for
fucked
shit
up
like
that
that.
they skipped over like Yoshi's Island and Mario World to get straight into the Galaxy shit. I'm like, bro, that's y'all jumping the gun here, bro.
I mean,
Like
they making
you could
money
have
though. They
stretched this
nah,
shit
but
out.
they making money off that shit though. They is making money off that
Oh
shit.
yeah, it's gonna make money regardless. It's just one of those fucking IPs, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like y'all definitely could have stretched this out at least over 3 or 4 more movies easily. There's so much shit you can go to.
Yeah, I seen that shit, Jermaine. I seen that dumb shit. I said that's the best move for them because they both suck. Fucking Hitchens was
Yeah.
gonna go to welterweight and get ignored by everybody in Berlanga. He can't beat nobody. He can't beat nobody at super middle or light heavy. So for those two guys, that was the best fucking move. Next thing you know, couple of months from now, Hitchens versus Ben for the Zuffa welterweight title. Watch. That's what it's gonna be. Hitchens versus Ben. Which isn't really a bad like, is that a bad fight, real talk? Is that a bad fight?
Nah, that's not. That's a pretty decent fight. I'd watch that.
It's a decent fight, right?
I
If
watch
they
that on a Sunday.
long as it's not a pay-per-view, like we cool in the game. And that's Zoo for shit.
Yeah,
That's the one thing they got on the zone that we could all agree. Like, yeah, they don't do pay-per-views, so it's cool in the game. Like, yeah, I'll watch that bullshit.
I was driving across Market Hunt Hill Bridge. I seen a dude walking around in a trench coat. I think that might have been undefeated.
Yeah, because he said he was gonna go see Alicia. He said,
Yeah, bro. Nah, I've been seeing
no,
more of Alicia's posts. I'm like, damn, that bitch really do be in Dallas like that. What the fuck?
she fine as shit, man. Like I seen that video, man. I'm like, goddamn, she fine. Like shit. She ain't got no reason to be that goddamn
But
fine. Like, what the
she
fuck?
is built like a fucking queen, bro. Like Jesus.
For
I'm
real, like one of
gonna
them
lick her
fucking
ass.
soldiers. Black Panther, the soldiers that he be having, the women.
Yeah,
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 like
like a
one of them.
fucking
Like yo,
what the
but she
fuck, Dora
really, yo, but
Milaje.
but she really do need to fucking fight Carolyn though.
Yeah. You need to take care of that sooner rather than later because the later you wait, the better she's gonna get and the tougher it'll be for you. Like, just
That
go
and
ahead
it
and
ain't
take
nothing
care
to
of that.
do. That and it ain't
Yeah,
nothing to
yeah. Like,
do.
go ahead
Like
and move up. Yeah.
you're not gonna get Katie, and you're not gonna get Amanda. So it's like, well, what we waiting for? What is the wait for? But we'll see. We'll see. Um, fuck,
Yeah, I
man.
think she's just burning a lot of time right there, just holding on to them titles and trying to get a fight that she like. You're not gonna get those fights, bro. Just go ahead and
I
move up.
guess it's I guess it's one of those things where you got to look at it and say, well, look, because I do understand. I understand wanting to fight Katie and wanting to. I do understand that. Like, yeah, she's in a place where those is the fights that she need to be looking at. She may not get them, but I understand that. Like, well, yeah, I want to fight fucking Katie and Amanda. I've been undisputed. I did the thing. I had a super fight with Maya. I get it. I do get it. It's just if we all know that you not gonna get them fights, it's a waste of time. Like, yeah, you're not gonna get Katie, man. Katie got one fight left. She got one fight left and she out of here. Amanda said it last week. This is gonna be my last year in the sport of boxing. They already announced her next fight, and it's not you. So it's just common sense. Like if you ain't gonna get them, I don't know what we waiting for. Would you be turned off by Alicia Baumgartner if she had Shields' personality traits? Real
Yes.
talk?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Because it doesn't come down because you can be gorgeous on the outside, but if you have an ugly personality, like no. I've fucked plenty of ugly girls that had great personalities, bro.
I would say, yeah, I think I would honestly, because the weird thing about Clarissa's not ugly. She's not an ugly woman.
Yeah, she's not. She's like
She's not ugly.
she puts her
It's her,
makeup on right. You know what I'm saying? She's got a
yeah.
nice thick ass and all that. Yeah, it's there, but it's straight up just the personality.
It's the personality that it's like, nah, I can't be around this shit for too long. I can't. It's like a Tony Yayo album. Who the fuck want to listen to Tony Yayo for 16?
Yo,
Yo, Tone got me
all I can
going.
think of is that gif of him on Vlad. He's like, oh,
My God. What gotta be wrong with you for you to be listening to 16 tracks of Tony Yayo? Like, bro, something gotta be wrong with you,
Nah, cause
bro.
I've been straight up told that shit by girls before that like you're a great looking guy, but it's like when you open your mouth, it's like nah, I feel you, bro. I feel you.
Yeah,
Can't too many people
yeah,
handle it.
she got a lot of icks. It's the main thing, and you know you could just see, like, all jokes aside, that psychologically there is something that is going on there. There is something that's going on there. That something ain't right with this broad. Like, you got problems or something. Like, something ain't right with this broad. Cause you should be cooling. You win your fights. Even if that's saying that. Look, you not number one. Let's say there are people out there that believe that you are not number one, right? You right behind Katie. Remember, as much shit as I talk about Clarissa, I have her at number two. You see? It's not like I'm hating on you and saying, nah, this bitch ain't shit. She ain't. No, no, no. I got you at number two. But you are so fucking overbearing that you turn that shit into World War III. Don't make sense. I'm just saying, Jermaine, I never heard a motherfucker say, yo, you got to cut on that Tony Yayo, bro. You got to play that Yayo.
Yo, you heard that new Jimmy? What the fuck
Right?
was that dude saying? That fuck, I get the religious nigga, bro. I can't remember his name right now.
Jermaine Franklin?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
For real, yo. I never went to no cookout. I never been in nobody car. I never went nowhere and the motherfucker say, yo, I gotta hear that new Yayo. I never heard that. That'd be new.
I genuinely never I've never heard any of his music, and I only know him because of that viral meme. Like that's one of my favorite gifts where he's like, oh, and he side eyes the dude. That's my shit, bro. That's my favorite fucking meme, bro.
Nah, I ain't gonna front. I'll listen to Yayo before I listen to Silk the Shaka. I will. Cause it's two songs. It's two songs on Yayo first album, Predicate Felon, that I did like. But it's only cause the beat was retarded. That was Drama Setter with Eminem and the shit with the bitch where 50's the feature. We don't give a fuck about you. But that's the only part I can listen to is the hook. Once Yayo start rapping, yeah, I switch off that shit.
It's like that dude is taking off his headphones, disgusted, like,
Yeah,
nah.
I switch off that shit, bro. I can't listen to that shit and work. I like, nah, this dude gonna fuck up my motherfucking set. He gonna fuck my shit up. I can't listen to this guy.
So basically, Hitchens is he's just gonna drop his title and move up essentially, right?
I mean, that's what I think it is, because I don't even know the Zuffa has a 140-pound division. They barely got a
No, I
welterweight
don't think
division.
so.
Who are the Zuffa welterweights? We don't even know who the fuck they are. You know?
She right.
So he probably
So,
gonna go to
so
welter, fight for the
Connor's going back to
inaugural
Welcher
Zuffa
then.
belt. Say it again.
So Connor would be going back to Welcher too.
I mean, they don't have a junior middleweight division for him, bro. If you think
Right? You
about it.
think he makes that weight though?
I mean, you know, that's another thing that he looked dry as shit. Like, yeah, you could get away with this for Regis, you know what I mean? Because Regis is shot and old and smaller than you. So you could get away with being dry and feeling kind of fucked up. But we'll see. I will say that Connor has the right style for Hitchens. For Hitchens, he has the right style. You got to fight Hitchens the way you fought Eubank in the first fight. That's how you fight. You can't go in there
Yeah,
boxing and
yeah.
jabbing
Steamroll
and
his ass.
just steamroll him, just rush him. That's how you beat him. Like that's how that little Argentine dude was giving him problems. You got to rush him, and that'll be it. But I still don't know if in the long run this is gonna work out for Connor. Cause who the fuck really cares about a Zuffa belt, bro? Who cares about that shit? I'm the
No,
Zuffa
I mean,
champion.
I think for Connor, it's kind of just like he understands his position. You know, he understands his place, and it's like, yeah, you're really only here because of your father's name. So I think
That's
he's just
true.
trying to get as much money as he can while he can. You know what I'm saying? Because like, it's not just who gives a fuck about a Zufa belt. It's more like who gives a fuck about Connor Ben.
That's true. That's actually true if you thought about it. It's not. I will say that it was never a foregone conclusion that if he moves down a welter and he fights Ryan, that he beats Ryan. It's not a foregone conclusion. Like, no, you could lose that fight. You could. If you rush him,
Might catch one of them fucking
left
close-eyed left
hooks.
hooks.
Yeah, one of them no look hooks. Like, yeah. So I guess is it the right decision for him? Yeah. But then that all that means is that you the new Chris Eubank, basically. You the new Chris Eubank.
Yeah.
Cause he never did shit, and you ain't about to do shit either. Your biggest shit was beating him. So
He also like he alienates himself from a lot of those fights because now, those guys aren't gonna go over there and fight with Zufa. Just like on some contractual shit.
yeah, I don't want to go to Zmufa. I want to go over there, but go ahead,
Yeah,
Zmufa.
but I mean that like for but for guys like Hitchens and Berlanga, it's like yeah that is the best move for y'all because y'all are wholly irrelevant in the sport.
For real, nobody give a fuck about them dudes. So y'all go over there to Zmufa, make y'all money. On that note, I'm gonna go fucking take a nap because I gotta take a shit.
Alrighty, I'm out at you.
Gotta take a shit, and I'm gonna take a nap. You heard that shit?
I hear you, fuck
I
nigga.
got I got to take a shit. Okay.
Okay, bitch. Bye, nigga.
I'm gonna go take a shit now.